All right, hello there. My name is Mark Tanzig. I'm the horticulture agent for the UF-IFAS Leon County Extension Office. And today we're going to talk about automatic irrigation timers. So these little gadgets can make our gardening life a lot easier because we don't have to worry about if we water or not, right? It's gonna do that for us. Now, some folks are a little hesitant to try them because maybe they're a little worried or scared about what's going on, but they're not too bad. So we're gonna just really quickly go over how you can use this for your vegetable garden, your landscape, your school garden, or community garden. So we'll come back to this timer later. There's some pieces that you're gonna need to make sure that you're protecting the potable water supply and that you're protecting whatever is downstream, especially if you're using micro drip, soaker hoses, or any of the more low pressure systems. So the first thing that you'll need to make sure is that you have a backflow preventer. Now, this here came with a kit for a micro drip kit, I guess. So this is your backflow preventer. One thing that's really important that you'll need, especially if you're using any of these really efficient systems, is a pressure reducer. And so that comes with the whole kit. So you do want to make sure you get that. Some of these little micro drip systems or drip tapes or soaker hoses can only run at about 15 psi, where what's coming out of the tap is around 20 or 30. So it's really important to have that, otherwise your irrigation system will explode and you'll have water all over the place. So backflow preventer is the first thing you need, and that's really important because it's going to make sure that any contaminated water in your irrigation system does not go back into the potable water supply. If a fire hydrant opens or there's a water line break somewhere in the system, it will actually pool your water into the system. We don't want that. The next thing you're going to want to add is a Y. This here is a plastic Y. A metal Y would be, or a brass would be preferable, but plastic Y will work. And the reason that's important is that you're probably going to want to use a hose or something else in addition to your automatic timer. So this is going to make sure that you can fit your timer on and also use a hose. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to add this. And videographer, if you will come around, we'll go through some of the buttons. Now, I have two of them here. These are actually both from Ace. There's all sorts of different brands. They all have a little bit of a different interface, but for the most part, they all kind of work the same. The main things you're going to have to do are, there's always an instruction manual, so don't forget to read the instructions. But you're going to be rotating through some various options, right? So right now it's on automatic. I'm going to use this little button in this particular machine that rolls through all the different options. So you see now it's off. If I hit it again, it's going to tell me to set the clock. If I hit it again, it's going to ask for the days that I want to water. The next option, and again these are all pretty similar, is when do you want it to start watering on the days you chose and how long, right? So that's with irrigation, it's all about scheduling, how frequent and for how long, how often does it stay on. So if we go back, I'm going to set the clock. It says it's 3:40 on Tuesday. That'll work for us. We're going to go to days to water. So this is where I can scroll through with the plus and minus on this particular machine, and you'll see that it's going to roll through the days. Where the square is around the day, those are the days I have set. For our vegetable gardens here at the Leon County office, we typically for vegetables are going to do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule. So I'm going to click OK. You'll see the little square goes around that Friday. And then we can move on. We're done scheduling our days. Start watering. One thing you'll notice is there's various cycles, and there's another button here for cycles. This could be, we're using a 1-zone timer here. Some timers are 2 zones, which gets a little bit more options for cycles. But basically your cycles are, for a 1-zone system, I'm not sure what you would need cycles for, but maybe you want it to come on, say you have a greenhouse operation and you want it to come on in the morning, and you want it to come on mid-afternoon, late afternoon, and one more time in the evening. Say you're propagating cuttings or something or other. So start watering, it's always best to start in the morning. I like to start around 7. So we're going to hit OK for that, and cycle A is now going to come on at 7. When we scroll through here again, we want to know for how long. That's where 20 minutes is usually a good starting place. Calibration is something we can maybe talk about later, but that is where, you know, ideally you would say turn it on for 20 minutes, you put a rain gauge out, run it, and then see how much water you capture. For vegetables, you want to try to get about 3/4 of an inch each application. We're going to hit OK. We're going to cycle through, and now that it's on automatic, it's ready to go. So now we know that this thing is, it's actually going to scroll through there, and it's going to tell us the next start time is, let's see if it goes back through. Here's the current time. It's going to say the next start time is 7 o'clock on Wednesday, and it's ready to go, so you don't have to worry. Now, downstream from this, this is where you'll have your pressure reducer. Let's see how this gets on there nice and easy. Here we go. Your pressure reducer, and part of this kit that you'll get with your drip tape or whatever system you're using will have some sort of converter where you go from a 3/4, like the regular hose fitting size, down to whatever size you're using for your drip tape micro drip irrigation system. That's this little adapter piece here. And then the sky's the limit, you know, design away. The only other thing, remember that you can also connect this to hose end sprinklers, propagation tables, and I think that's all. One more important thing, there is a rain delay on all of these. So if you know, these are not tied into any kind of rain shutoff. So if you have a storm coming, for this particular machine, it says hold the plus button. So if I come up here and I hold plus, it's going, let's see here, let's see how long we have to hold it for. Okay, here's rain delay, and it's going to ask you for hours. So I want to delay it for, let's do 24 hours. 1 day. Perfect. And now it's going to delay coming on for another day. If you are in an area that gets freezing weather, you do want to take this off and drain it before the cold gets to it, because that'll break the machine. I think that's all. I hope you learned something, and have fun with your automatic irrigation system.